Listen, I gotta talk to y'all boys real quick. Let's clear some things up. I've been noticing this my entire life. Not just now with everything being less tolerable in the FGC, but I've been noticing this my entire life. Why females are scared. Like, they're not even like, man, I don't play video games. I know tons of girls who play video games. Tons of women I've met play video games. They're scared to go anywhere because of like, you know, the seedy underbelly of the FGC, man. This sexual harassment shit. Let me tell you how it went for me. Here's when I really started to notice. When I was in college, I had a fighting game group because I love fighting games. We played Smash, you know. We played Mortal Kombat. We played Dragon Ball FighterZ when it was like big. And we played tons of games. We also played, you know, just a bunch of just pretty much competitive games. I ran it for 3 years. I ran that organization for 3 years straight. And then another year where I was just a spectator, making sure everything was okay from the background. I had over 400 people in that group. Over 400. I've only seen 4 women there in my life. 4 women come. And let me tell you the 4 women that came. One was an Asian woman who was just god tier at Tekken. She was just what that was. She came a couple of times, but then her class schedule got too hectic and she couldn't come. So I understood that. The second one was a female who also had the furry organization at our school. And she came and she was a beast at Smash, and she just didn't give a fuck, and I respected it. You know what I'm saying? She came through before she transferred. The third woman was this tall white girl who just didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? She liked to smash. She liked to smash and she liked to smash. Y'all get the picture. But she came through, and the fourth girl I was fucking. So that was the only 4 girls I saw. And you know what females would just come up and tell me? They would tell me, "Hey, you're cool. Like we'd come in if there was more of you because you're chill." You know what I'm saying? But I'm too afraid to get like harassed by the men in your group. I was like, well, okay, well, who is it? So that I could kick them out, because, you know, I don't fuck with that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So what's good? Like, who is it? And, you know, they would constantly tell me it's not just 1 or 5 people. It's not just 1 or 5 people? What the fuck? So I'm like, well, damn, man. Like, do I disband the group? Like, what do I do? Like, I can't fuck with that. I used to talk with everybody. Like, hey, man. Like, what we doing? Like, do y'all want this group to grow or not? I mean, it did grow to 400 people, so I can't really be mad at it. But a little more diversity in men versus women would have been cool. I mean, not for me. I was already in a relationship, but I mean, for the look of the group. Never happened. Even when I left, it never happened. Then I learned that before I got there was this huge sexual harassment scandal where the previous leader of the group, you know, said, hey, if females want to be in a group, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, show me, you know, pictures and shit. I'm like, dog, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Like, it got that real? That's what it resorted down to. See, here's why I think most men in the FGC most kids, not kids, like most young people in the FGC, they can't handle what's coming. I mean, I know how it is. We grow up, we play video games. You know what I'm saying? We ain't outside. We ain't the star athlete or nothing. We ain't the star track runner. We ain't the the point guard, you know what I'm saying? We ain't the goalie. We ain't the golf star, the tennis star. Well, I was a tennis star, fuck you, but you know what I'm saying? We ain't all that. I understand that. So do we really get pussy? No. I mean, I ain't never had a problem getting females because of video games. That's never been a problem for me. But I've had problems getting females for other reasons. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into this now. I think once some people get a little bit of power, I think this is what most of it is. You have a following. People will follow you no matter what you say. No matter what you do. It could be 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people. Now people think, man, 100,000 people is not that much. Yes, it is. 100,000 people. And let's just say out of those 100,000 people, 50,000 will follow you wherever. Whatever you say, whatever you do, they'll follow you. So when some shit like this come out, they'll be like, well, what's the context? Fuck you mean, what's the context? Unless she's just fucking lying, which is a thing. I mean, it is a thing that happens, but most times I've seen it, the female has been fucking lying. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what is it? It's like, once you get that power, and then you feel like you can just say whatever, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can feel up on these females. What they gonna do? Nobody knows this female in my space, right? That's a move, right? But that's why it will never grow. That's why it will never reach the potential that it should. Because if I'm getting messages now about, man, you know what I'm saying, I would love to get into video games. It's just that I don't want to go to no tournament and get harassed all day. I mean, females that I know that aren't even like they're not even like supermodel, get all kinds of shit every day. That's what they deal with every day. Every time they do something, oh, man, to do it better. Oh, you want to fuck? Oh, here's my dick. Every day? You deal with that shit every day. Now, most like I used to think, well, if I got tits every day, that'd be cool. No, that's wrong. I now realize my mistake. That's wrong. All right, because I don't want turtle like girls are getting weird shit. I mean, we all know that, but we don't really want to. Excuse me. We don't really want to see it for what it is. We know it's there, but like we close our eyes to it. We close our hearts to it. We don't really understand the magnitude of how bad it gets for just females that are in our space. And if you think like just random like females who get like 10 viewers, 15 viewers get it, what about the big female streamers? What about the big females in the FGC? They get it bad. Alright? They get it real bad. And all these stories coming out about sexual harassment, I believe them. I believe them because I've heard them. I've heard them all my life. I haven't seen any because I fucking jaw nigga, but like I've seen the makings of it. Like a guy be getting close, you know what I'm saying, to a female. She not really that comfortable with it, but she just nervously laughing. Like, I mean, that's a thing, right? That's the thing. Cause I know if I didn't want somebody near me, I get the fuck out the way. But there's a big difference, cause there's a power dynamic in most of these things. Guy's a big streamer, you know, guys big in the community. So it's like, I mean, why would I speak out? Nobody gonna believe me anyway. So now he touching on you and shit. Now he's like, hey, here's my hotel or whatever. And now it's like, I mean, shit. I mean, of course, there's always choices involved. But remember, it always comes down to voluntary, not involuntary. That's a big thing that most people don't understand. Voluntary is, hey, Victor Freeze, what's your room number? I want to come up. Involuntary is, hey girl, you know, here's my room key. Oh, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And I got fucking, and only 2 niggas gonna watch this shit. But, like, you know, in your mind, you know that's not right. That's the whole thing. And another thing, people like guys in the FGC don't know how to talk to girls. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. I don't think they know what no really like. Can you really handle no? Can you really handle it? Like, trust me, goddamn, I want a female I could just play fucking fighting games with, and you know, we could do that all day, all fucking night, and that's what it is, right? But let's just say in this scenario, a female is saying no, that's what it is, or giving you the signs of, listen, I ain't really fucking feeling you. That just let it rock. Just let it rock. That's all you gotta do. Just let it rock. There's multiple females. Oh, but that's the female for me. You don't know that. See, that's the. And you know why I think that most guys in the FGC can't talk to females? Is because they have no neutral. And let me explain. They have no in-game neutral, and they have no out-of-game neutral. See, in the neutral, you don't like if you just rush in and press buttons against a good player, you're gonna die. So let's put it in this perspective. If you just rush in, trying to get straight to the finish with a girl, an experienced female is gonna be like, man, get the fuck out of my face. You rushing. Play the neutral. See some signs. Like, listen, we're all in this COVID shit, right? Now it's a great time to practice your sign stealing, alright? If y'all watch baseball, you know what I mean. It's time to sign steal. You can feel when a girl's feeling you and when a girl's not. I don't want to hear that, oh, she's sending mixed signals. No! You know when she feeling you and when she not. If she feeling you, there's a vibe that you just feel in your heart. That you feel in your brain. That's like, okay, we may have something here. If she not feeling you, back the fuck up. And I had to learn this. I'm not perfect. I had to learn this. You know what I'm saying? I always thought, well, man, you know, maybe, you know, it's because she works too much, or maybe it's because of this and this. No, she's just not feeling you. That's like that. She's just not feeling you like that. That's a thing that happens. She's just not feeling you. And when I finally realized that, I backed the fuck up. That's a thing that you can do. But if she feeling you, let's not try to move too fucking fast. Niggas wake up DP every time they're down. No. Or wake up, hey, alright, let me text her every day. You know what I'm saying? And one of these times she's gonna answer. No. Or, hey, oh, we at this event, you know what I'm saying? Let me get close to her. Let me press up on her. See what it's like to know. Alright, no. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me talk to her after a few drinks. Oh, I've heard that so many fucking times. Let me talk to her after a few drinks. You know what I'm saying? Get her a little loose. That's also rape. But look, we ain't gonna talk about that right now. Alright, that's for another relationship time for another day, man. But, like, that shit happens. All those things I named, I've heard. You know what I'm saying? And I had to correct when I learned. Because, nothing feels better than a woman reciprocating your feelings for her. I mean, also people have to understand, just because a female talks a certain way doesn't mean they want to fuck you. Like, we gotta get out of that. Just because a girl's like, oh, thanks, honey, man, you the best. Or, oh, you know, thanks, BB, man, you're great. Oh, thanks, sweet. That doesn't mean that you're gonna get pussy that night. Like, that's not what that means. That just means that she was being nice to you, and that could lead to something else. I'm not saying that's a dead end. It could lead to something else. It depends on the female, but that doesn't automatically mean, all right, time for the dick pics. No, that's not what that means. Stop doing that shit. That's not what that means. You know what I'm saying? Just play some neutral. No, most niggas in here, they may have good neutral in the game too, but not out the game. They don't have good neutral. They fucking doing all this weird shit. when I was getting into the FGC heavy, and I mean, am I really into it heavy? I only have like 66 followers or some shit, but that's not the point. That never stopped me from speaking my mind. I'm gonna speak it whenever. You know what I'm saying? Point is, like, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. Especially with all these stories coming out. All of these stories. Okay, now listen. Most of them, I mean not most of them, some of them might be a little wishy-washy, alright? Some of them might be. That's just the nature of the game. We also have to understand that. Some of them are wishy-washy, some of them are a little, I don't really believe that story. You said you were here, but actually the video camera shows you were here. Like, that's the whole thing. We can get into that later. You know what I'm saying? Some of them may be, a little iffy. We gotta understand that. Remember, it's innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. But when most of these stories I'm hearing, that shit true. That shit true. Ain't that sad? That females feel scared to get into a space that they probably love. You know how much I died to go to a tournament? You know how long I wanted to see what the FGC was really about? Do you know how long I waited till I grew up so I can buy my own plane ticket and go to a major or go to a regional or some shit like that? You know how long I waited for that? And just think of if a female felt that, but she's too scared to go because one of y'all niggas may grope her or some shit. That don't elicit some emotion. That don't elicit some like, man, maybe we're fucked up and we gotta change that. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the only, and that's one of only one of the reasons why females are scared to come. There's multiple other things, but we'll get to that later. That's another relationship time for another day. This is just one of the main ones I'm seeing right now. And it's fucked up. Let's do better. You know what I'm saying? Let's do better. Let's not force these women into uncomfortable situations. Because remember, here's my take on it. The sexiest thing a female can say to me is yes. Followed by either yes sir, yes daddy, something of that nature. But it has to start with yes. It has to start with yes. And it could be in any language, it could be yes. But it just has to start with yes. Or, another thing is, I'm like, hey, I'd like to talk to you. She's like, I'd like to talk to you too. Say what? That feels good. But, I can't end the video without saying it does go both ways. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I out of the FGC, I've been, it's been a couple things that happened to me personally, but, that's me. You know what I'm saying? We dealt with it, you know what I'm saying? Had the mental trauma, but we good. I've been sexually harassed before. It's all good. Someone grabs your balls, you're like, damn, what the fuck? But, that's a thing that happens too. So I just had to mention that because it does happen. We have to understand that it does not just only happen to women. It does happen to men. It's just strongly, heavily, almost always happen to women. We got to stop that shit. We got to get better. And that's the next step to grow, really. That's the next step to push it to the next level. Now, there's other fucking things we got to clean up, like sexism and all of that shit. But the sexual harassment shit, man, it's not cool. Learn some neutral, in and out of the game. It's Victor fucking Freeze, and I'll see y'all next time.